Please welcome the lovely Jorian Clair.
Thank you very much. I call my king Charlie, as in good time Charlie. Charlie came into my life about 10 years ago. Thank you. When I went from having been sighted all of my life to being totally blind. Since that time, I became a martial artist. I completed a mainstream novel, produced my own CD of my own songs, and now I've begun to sing again without sight. Why not? During these years, there's one comment that so many people, when they first meet me, make, and it is, "But Jorian, you don't look blind." To which I respond by explaining to them the ways people may lose their sight without the appearance of their eyes changing. And as I kept repeating this through the years, I realized that the primary word here, the operative word, was appearance. And it made me begin to think about how, when I could still see, I would often judge a place, things, even people, simply by how they looked. And on reflecting on this, I wrote this new song, which you are among the first to hear. Eye candy can come in handy as far as it goes, but with time passing, those looks aren't lasting, most everyone knows. Eye candy can make you randy and puff up your pride. But that sweet sensation has a high taxation at the end of the ride. So what do you do when that face in the mirror begins to look like a caterpillar? What do you do when conversation gets as thin as evaporation? And what do you do when lust goes bust? Because that body once hot is not. Eye candy can come in handy to show off your stuff. But when you're ready for something steady, it's never enough. It's not nutritious, though so delicious, like frosting on cake. But wait a minute to check your limit, or you're headed for a stomach ache. So what do you do when physical perfection never moves you to genuine affection? What do you do when it seems unexplainable that your trophies are now interchangeable? And what do you do when a number 10, it's no longer what you want to win? Eye candy is fine and dandy for those who aren't smart, but those who discover their perfect lover have known from the start that a pleasing appearance makes a fast disappearance, like a moth to a flame. So with another such ending, you're through with pretending, and say goodbye to the eye candy game. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate that. During these past years, I have learned that my other senses can do a lot to help me with what I used to take in visually. For example, when I go to my closet and I feel a garment, I can tell by the feel of the fabric and the style what that garment is. In the kitchen, I find that sourdough bread and multigrain bread, they smell different from each other. And if I find an object in the refrigerator that I don't quite know what it is or how long it's been there, I can smell it. And if I'm feeling brave, take a tiny taste. However, I think that probably to me, the greatest sense is that of hearing. For example, if someone is in my life on a fairly consistent basis, I learn to recognize them by their voice so that they no longer have to tell me their name when they come to me. And the more I know them, the more I can tell, because we have energy levels in our voices that vary depending on how we're feeling. So I learn to be able to tell if they're feeling happy or sad, angry or mad, friendly or not so friendly. And most of all, what I guess is most important to me in a voice is the sound of love. I've grown accustomed to his face. He almost makes the day begin. I've grown accustomed to the tune he whistles night and noon. His smiles, his frowns, his ups, his downs are second nature to me now. Like breathing out and breathing in. I was serenely independent and content before we met. Surely I can always be that way again. And yet, I've grown accustomed to his looks, accustomed to his voice, accustomed to his face. I've grown accustomed to his face. He almost makes the day begin. I've gotten used to hear him say good morning every day. His joys, his woes, his highs, his lows are second nature to me now. Like breathing out and breathing in. I'm very grateful. He's a man who should be easy to forget. Rather like a habit one can always break. And yet, I've grown accustomed to the trace of something in the air, accustomed to his face.